up, YouTube? Kedris here. This is my match reaction to Nottingham Forest 3, Tottenham nil. It was a great performance, guys. And I love to get into it. I love to talk about our players who did well, who kind of needed to step up their game. But first, I want to talk about something that's been a kind of a phenomenon on X right now. Coming in this match, I was used to, the Sava type content creator for Spurs, being that the representation. But honestly, man, after they lost, all they bitched about was Sangare not getting a red card because Romero did the same thing. Listen, he won the ball very clearly. Your player, Archie Gray, almost broke his leg with his raised studs. Like, these fans are the biggest bunch of fucking crybabies I've ever seen. And that's saying something because I follow a lot of Arsenal fans. Arsenal. Lost another cup. Anyways, the other thing that was controversial was Papamatasar not getting a penalty kick for Ina taking him out. Honestly, I watched it back like 3 or 4 times, and I don't even think Ina touched him. That's why he didn't call for a penalty. That's why he immediately got back up. And these fans are just a bunch of freaking cry babies, dude. It's embarrassing. Top six, Cartel 6? Nah, dog. Y'all are babies. Y'all deserve the championship. Quite frankly, I didn't have a beef with Spurs fan base before this game. I mean, we smack y'all up all the time. So, how can you really hate somebody that you just beat up all the time? But honestly, this is showing the fan base's true colors. And I wasn't very surprised, to be honest with you. It seems to be a common theme with these Cartel 6 clubs. Every time they lose, you gotta cry about it. Well, Dr. Forrest is here to make you cry some more. Now, let's get into the game. So, looking at our lineup, we went with a 4-2-3-1 against Tottenham Hotspur. Speaking of Tottenham Hotspur, how to say this? They weren't a team of players. They were egged on pretty early on. They had the energy from the crowd, the build up and everything like that. So they had the opportunity to push for something, and they were really deadly, especially early in the game. I think the Rich Allison cross across the box could have been put away, but he was offside. Although I think if it would have been reviewed by VAR, they would have found a way to make him be onside. That seems to be the theme lately. Honestly, I was really irritated throughout the match because it felt like for the first 70 minutes, we were getting no fouls called, and they were getting fouls for the exact same thing. And it was happening over and over again. And I was getting really frustrated and annoyed. Maybe it was me, because I actually went back and I looked at the fouls called, and they were actually even. It was 5-5 for the first half, 8-8 for the second half. But to me, it felt like I was just like watching, and I was like, man, they feel like they're getting all the calls and we're not. Spurs fans like to blame Michael Oliver for the match, but honestly, I don't think he called it that badly, especially now that I've calmed down and I actually went back and looked at the foul numbers. They were even. Sorry about that. I had to switch over to FOP Sofa score, man. It's getting bad, bro. They're getting into the weeds of ads and advertisement. And I'm starting to slowly kind of move away from SofaScore. But anyways, to wrap it up, they had the energy early. They played together, and then at the halftime when they made the substitutions, it kind of felt like that energy went away. Also, I think we adjusted to better combat their players. Like, we moved Anderson more to the right side to help with Ina against Tell. Ina, we'll get to him later. But overall, I think they did a decent performance. Just wasn't enough. Our team was rocking. We always rock against Spurs, and got the result. Moving to the Forest lineup, starting from the back and moving our way to the front. Matt Sells. God, as soon as I start to say Ortega is better than him, he goes in and puts in a performance like that. World-class saves. Oh, man, I don't even know what to say. This guy's so good. If his distribution wasn't so shit, like, he would be great for me. I do think Ortega should be the keeper we prioritize in the summer. I just think Ortega's distribution abilities is something that's so underrated, and I feel like we really needed it, especially in the beginning of this match. We just hit a lot of long balls. I don't understand. I'll get to the game plan later. But great match, great performance. I've always said he was a better shot stopper than Ortega. I still would prefer Ortega though because of the distribution. Moving to the fullbacks, Ola Aina. Embarrassed himself pretty early in the match. Got decked to the floor by Matez Tell. I'm really getting off the Ina bandwagon, man. I really am. He's just defensively not there for me. He cleaned it up for the rest of the match after he got done in the box, and Tell should have honestly have scored. But it's too much, man. It's just game after game after game, a defensive liability. I understand why he's out there on the right sides to help with Milinkovic and his pace, but because Milinkovic lacks pace, so Ina's supposed to make up for that. I can't, I really can't. I think it's criminal that Luka Netz isn't getting a look in at left back. He's been solid every time I've seen him come on. And to not even get a sniff of it in this team, Ina for me, I want to see him at winger right now. I do not want to see him at fullback at all. I'm off that bandwagon. Nico Williams though, oh my god. Oh my God. Put him on corners. He did excellent. Never, ever, ever want to see Anderson take a corner ever again. Nico Williams needs to be the guy. 2 assists, player of the match performance, great defensively. I love this guy. And I've been on his side even when he struggled early in the season. He's looked so good, man. He needs to be playing in his natural position at right back. I really think and believe that. His crossing is so underrated. His shooting is so overrated. I really want to see him on the right, Luka Netz at left back. And I have an agenda now. It's my new agenda. Moving to center back, Milinkovic, Murillo, both of them solid performance. Honestly, didn't really have much to do. The only time we kind of looked defensively exposed was when Ina was getting cooked. Outside of that, Tottenham didn't really do much of anything. I was kind of surprised that actually, you know what? I wasn't surprised. I was surprised by how bad it was, but I actually thought they produced more. But it makes sense. We're kind of close when it comes to goals, and we are way better defensively than they are. So I think that kind of summed up the match, and it kind of self-actualized in the game. Solid performance from both of these guys. I love them. Man, I love them. Moving to the midfield, we had Sangare. Um, Actually, no, I'm going to talk about them together. Sangare and Anderson, it was a mediocre performance. Anderson had a couple of times where he kind of dribbled through and held on to the ball. There was also a couple times where I was really, really frustrated with Anderson because he would be walking or he wouldn't be moving to the open space in the midfield area to provide a passing lane for the other players. I just, I maybe he's saving himself for the international team, man, but I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't been impressed by Anderson for a while now. I think he looks maybe he's been overplayed. I don't know, but he's not been good enough lately. He's not been the world class Anderson in the first half of the season. Honestly, I not good enough. Sangare, no, he was all right defensively, fine. He wasn't helping out enough on the wing sides, and we had to switch him with Anderson in the second half. Both of these guys, especially after the Yates and Dominguez performance at Michelin on Thursday, they weren't good enough. It was nowhere close to being good enough. These 2 guys, I think we really need to start having conversations if they are the actual best starting midfield for us. Especially now that we're having a lot of players who were dissed by a lot of other creators, kind of stepping up here at the end of the season. The Yateses of the world. I think Dominguez has been performing all season, but the Dominguezes of the world, I think we need to take a really hard look at this starting lineup. And if Pereira can't make these ruthless decisions, I'm already kind of on the fence with him because I like what he does sometimes, but there's also sometimes where I'm like, it's a head scratcher. Like, what? He's got us a win in the Premier League, his first win in the Premier League. But if he can't show me the ability to be ruthless I don't think he should be our manager moving forward. Moving to the wing area, Callum Hudson-Odoi didn't really do much. Didn't help out when it was come to pressing. Although I don't think the instructions were to press. He made that great run, so he had that assist for the goal. I just think, man, I just think he's gone, guys. I think he doesn't have the long shot anymore. His crosses are all overhit. He doesn't have pace. He doesn't have energy. I don't think he's a guy anymore, man. I think when you look at other options, I think when you look at Ndoye, look at actually I don't want to say Backway yet. Backway had one good performance. He needs to do more. But outside of that, I just think he's done. He had a great assist, had a good, okay performance, but he's lacking in so many areas. And I don't want to be a Debbie Downer on such a winning game where we went and we won 3-0. But it's in these good games where we have other players performing so well that it kind of highlights the bad players who weren't playing as well as everybody else. And honestly, I feel like I don't know. Honestly, it felt like a moments game. It felt like we didn't have much of the ball, which was really surprising to me. And it felt like we won the game through moments. I would like to be a team that wins through being better. Talking about being better, Hutchinson, better than his performance at Michelin. I thought he's always a threat. He kind of frustrated. There was a point where he frustrated me because he won the ball close to the halfway line, and Igor was running ahead of him and hadn't crossed the halfway line yet. He could have just popped the ball forward, and Igor would have had a clear one-on-one run in on goal. And that kind of irritated me. I'm not gonna lie, I threw a little hissy fit, but decent performance, produced threat. I got nothing against him. Moving to Morgan Gibbs White. He had the goal. Honestly, when I went back and rewatched the game and I kind of calmed down from my emotions and logically looked at the game, the midfield really stunk it up. I like Morgan Gibbs White had a couple good turns, Anderson had a couple good dribbles, but overall they had no control of the game. The goal came from Morgan Gibbs White finally peeling off from the front line and coming into the half space, collecting the ball, moving it on, and then making that run into the box. He should be doing that all the time for the whole game, but it wasn't happening. I was confused actually going back and watching it why he wasn't doing that more. But we seem to be playing long ball FC, so maybe that's why the midfield just looks so bypassable. We were just bypassing it for some reason. I don't understand why, but they're not in charge of the game plan. Overall, we did get the results, so he did all right. Moving to the striker position, Igor Jesus got his goal, but man, Taiwo Awani looks so much better coming on. If we would have gone with my lineup where we had Gibbs White at right wing and him in the 10, I think it would have been really interesting, especially playing that long ball FC that we were playing. Awani feels like he's a monstrosity, a physical monstrosity. And Igor kept getting bullied by Danzo. I want to call him Donzo, but he's not Donzo the Salamander. He's Danzo. And he won like one or two times. He got lucky and won the ball, but it didn't really amount to much. I just don't think he's a striker, or he's not like a main striker. He's like a second striker. But he's an okay performance. I don't want to put too much of a downer on it since we did win 3-0. Moving to the substitutions bench, Ryan Yates came on. I think he actually added a bit of spirit to the match. When he came on, we got a lot more defensively solid. We got a lot more energy from the players in the game. I was really happy with that, and it shows me that he does have that impact being a captain of the club on the team, and that's what you want. Maybe the captain doesn't always start, but he needs to at least have an impact, at least spiritually, on a team when he does play, and he does. It seems Ryan Yates have that. Taiwo Awani, oh my god, got a goal. Looked good again. Why is this guy not starting? Vitor Pereira. Why is he not starting? So good, especially in the Premier League. Love the guy. Ironically, he scored the goal because he shinned the ball in. If you go back and watch it, He didn't kick it with his foot. He shined the ball into the gut. I love this guy, dude. I love his smile. Great man. I love him, man. Dan and Doy came on, helped out a lot defensively, was a threat in the attack. It feels like Doy's kind of found his feet. I think if you have a player who comes in, like a foreign player who comes into the Premier League, a really good way to play, kind of ease him into the physicality of it, is to kind of play him more as a sub, especially early on. I think that might be where we went wrong with Dan and Doy. He had that really good performance when he first started out, and then we kind of was like start him, but he wasn't ready for that. He wasn't used to the Premier League, so he kind of needed that step back into a sub role. And it feels like watching him these last couple games, he's flourishing in that. I really think he deserves an opportunity to start again over Callum Hudson-Odoi. Um, but yeah, he looks good. He looks decent when he comes on. McAtee came on for a nice little cameo at the end, along with Dominguez. Looked decent. I got no problems with either one. They weren't really on long enough to affect the match. So I would have liked to see Luka Nets again, but I got no complaints about the substitutions. Moving to the manager, Vitor Pereira. I mean, we won the game, but the tactics were woeful. I don't understand why we were playing long ball FC. I don't understand why we weren't pressing. We have a 2 to 3 week international break. We should have been high energy, high intensity for this game. So I was very confused about that. I don't think the substitutions were bad. I don't think the starting lineup was bad. We did win the game. The tactics, I was like, it was a real head scratcher, man. I feel like we were bypassing our midfield. It was a 3-on-2 midfield. I was like, man, that makes sense. But we got the win. We got the 3-0. You got to applaud him for that. A lot of people are saying he's the guy. I'm still a little on the fence. I want to be able to have a manager where I'm not sitting there going like, why are we doing that? Why are we doing that? I really do want a manager who kind of just thinks with like logic, but he does get the players motivated. He is a motivational manager, player manager. Good so far. And with Chris Wood coming back into the fold, could see a nice run of games here at the end of the season. So that's all I got to say about the match. This is my wrap up. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. We've reached 60 subscribers, which is kind of cool, especially since I only started at the beginning of January this year. Man, this has been a fun journey, guys. I also posted on X fan reaction that I was in. It's got like 46,000 views or something. And stuff like that is just so cool, man. Like I'm like, man, that's me. That's me. And I enjoy that kind of stuff. Um I'm going to try to start putting together um some different content for this period coming up because I'm not really an England fan being from America, so I don't have much to talk about that. So I'm going to probably try to do some other stuff, some cool ideas I've been thinking about doing. But good news is Chris Wood is coming back. Played under 21s on Friday. Was in the squad that traveled, but not in the match day squad. But he did travel with the team. Good to see him back. I did have a video going out where I said that I don't think he'll play. Man, I just can't stop being right all the time, bro. Anyways, got a lot to look forward to, especially as a Forest fan towards the end of the season. I think we're going to go on a run. I looked at the teams that are remaining. None of them look scary. We already got Arsenal out of the way. We already got Man City out of the way. Chelsea look not so good. And honestly, I'm not really scared of any of the teams. I think we could beat every single team we play until now in the end of the season. You can quote me on that. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the video. And come on, you Reds!